it's Joyel. Welcome back. Today I am going to be showing you my Gel X nail routine, and because it's super long, we're literally just going to kind of jump into the process. Not super long in person, just kind of super long for a video. I have been doing my own nails for a couple months now. The last 4 months I've been doing Gel X, but I've been doing my own nails since February of 2024. My first set of Gel X nails were actually for my recent wedding anniversary. I don't have any close-up shots of them, but they were just kind of like a milky white color with like a white chrome powder put on top of it. Super pretty, and they lasted like 3 weeks, and that's how I knew that I had successfully kind of found a nail routine that worked for me. So I've tried dip nails, I've tried acrylic, and it was really hard. It was literally like a 5, 6, 6.5 hour process just for my fingers. And to put in that much time and for them to only last a couple days to maybe a week before just like popping off, it just wasn't worth it until I came across a couple of videos on TikTok and YouTube explaining what Gel X is. So with that said, let's get started. So the first step is prep. If you had any nails previously on, obviously you're gonna do your whole removal process, which I'm not including in this video. I am just starting from like bare nails and showing you all the way to the end. So the first thing that I do is always using a cuticle remover. I think this was honestly one of my first mistakes when I first started doing my nails, was not using a cuticle remover. I honestly didn't start using it until I did Gel X. But I just bought the Sally Hansen Instant Cuticle Remover. I just get mine at my local grocery store, Fry's here. You can buy it on Amazon. Honestly, you could probably find it in most places. If you can't find it at you can probably also find it at like Walgreens, CVS, or any other drugstore. But you literally just squeeze a little bit of this on your cuticles, and then I wait about 20 seconds. It says you can wait 15 seconds. I usually give it about 20. And then I will just take a cuticle pusher and I just kind of, honestly, just kind of like scrape along the edges of my nail bed to get all that dead skin off and to push my cuticles back. And it's so easy. I don't like the idea of cutting my cuticles. That just scares me in general, and I don't want to get an infection by doing so. So I just don't even take a chance doing that. I like this. There's no trimming, no sharp utensils used. You only have to wait a couple seconds, and then you just kind of rub it off. And then after that, you want to wash your hands off with warm water and soap. After that, I will usually kind of take like is it a nail block? But I just kind of buff my nail beds a little bit with that. You don't have to do anything crazy. Just buff the surface. Gives the Gel X nail tip something to kind of stick to. A rougher surface to stick to, rather. Then after I buff my nails, I go in with a dehydrator, which is another big important step. Listen, all of this prep makes a huge difference, just trust me. But I use the V Beauty Pure Dehydrator. I actually do it twice, so I'll apply one layer, let it dry for a couple seconds, and then I go in again. That's just me being paranoid and wanting to make sure my nails are actually dehydrated, because you don't want the oil on your nails. If you go and get your nails done at a nail salon, you'll notice that they use this process as well. Again, this was also bought off Amazon. I will put the links to everything that I am using in the description box below for anybody who's interested. But after the nail dehydrator is when you are gonna go in with your bonds. I know some people just use one. I have been using 2. So the first bond that I use is the Young Nails Protein Bond Non-Acid Adhesion, and then followed by the Mia Secret Professional Nail System No Burn Acid-Free Primer Extra Bond for acrylic and UV nails. The reason I decided to use 2 is because I actually saw this again in a video of a girl who does nails, and these are the 2 that she uses. So I was like, she seems to know what she's talking about. I'm just gonna use both. However, there are times that I often forget to use the Mia Secret Extra Bond Primer, and I'll just use the Young Nails Protein Bond. You can use one or the other, you can use both. Just kind of depends on your nails. If you think you need a little something extra, use both. If you think you can get away with one, just use one. But again, I just apply one thin layer on each nail. Try it as best as possible to avoid getting on your skin. That's what it says on the bottle. However, I've gotten a little bit on my skin, and I personally have not had any reactions, but you know, if you have sensitive skin, you know you can't get anything on it. Just keep clear of the skin. Try to keep it on your nails as best as possible. Now that we are done with prep is when we can move on to actually applying the nails. So the nail tips that I actually use are the Model 1's soft gel tips in the medium almond matte. So the matte is what's gonna kind of give a rougher surface. It makes it easier for the builder gel that we'll use to hang onto the nail, which then hangs onto your nail bed. I personally prefer a medium length. I'm thinking about doing shorts maybe in the future, but medium has me in a chokehold. And I actually just started doing almonds full time after using these. I used to strictly be coffin or square. I've now fallen in love with almond. I totally get the hype behind them. This is probably the trickiest part of the process. This is the part that kind of maybe takes a little practice. Once you kind of figure out your nail sizes, you know, set those to the side, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the tip and we're gonna apply some builder gel. So the builder gel that I use is also by Model Ones. So the builder gel and the nail tips are from the same brand. I thought that was kind of a safer option to go with. Typically, the builder gel and the nail tips will adhere better if they're from the same brand in my personal experience. So I use the Model Ones builder nail gel in the B0008 clear. So I made sure it was clear. I didn't want any color with it. And what you want to do is apply a thin coat just to the bottom half of the tip. What's the best way to explain this? So I apply it to like the bottom half of the nail tip, but basically all you want to do is cover what is the actual length of your nail, but on the tip. After applying a thin coat, I scrape a little bit off onto the bottom edge of the nail just so it has a little something extra to work with. This is again how I saw a girl do it in the video and it's been working for me. And then how you apply it is important. You're going to take the nail tip, you know, starting at the bottom of your nail. You're gonna apply the edge of it at a 90-degree angle. And then what you're gonna do is slowly lay that down, pressing it down firmly. You don't wanna like squish out the sides of the gel on the outside of the tip, but all you're doing is laying it down until that builder gel reaches your free edge of your nail, and then you cure it. But the easiest way to cure these is to get one of those, what I call an individual finger light. And the light I have is also by Model Ones. It's their UV LED nail lamp. It's easier to cure the one finger at a time. There's more space to work with. If you use like a regular full hand LED light, it's hard to get both your hands in there at the same time, personally. This helps a lot, and I strictly just use it for this step, which is just applying the nail tips. And you're gonna repeat that for all 10 fingers. Honestly, this is one of my this is like my favorite step. I find it to be the most satisfying to get the nails on. And then I cure it for about 15 seconds. They say you can do it for 10. I do about 15-20 seconds for each finger. And then after you get every single nail on is when you want to put your hand in the full hand LED lamp and cure it for the full minute that it needs to make sure that they really, really stay on. Now I know that sometimes, and from what I've seen in other videos of applying Gel X nails, that they'll apply the builder gel to their actual nail first and cure that for a few seconds, and then add the builder gel to the tip and then apply it onto the finger. I don't apply it to my nail. I've never done that. It was a step I kind of accidentally skipped and forgot to do when I was first doing Gel X. And my nails have stuck just fine, so I just kind of continued to skip that step because I thought it wasn't necessary and just using extra product. And my nails have been fine ever since. If you think you need to do that step, go ahead, or you can just skip it kind of like I do and just apply it to the nail tip. So now that we have all the nails on is when we get to do the creative part, the painting part. Now I actually do use a nail drill. Mine is by Melody Susie, and I use the, I'll have to put, I can't think of the name of it right now, but I'll put the name up on the screen for you. But I use the kind of fatter pointed drill tip, and I buff the surface of the gel tip so that the gel polish has a rougher surface to stick to. It has an easier time sticking to that than something that's smooth. You want to go around the cuticle and kind of start smoothing that down as well, kind of blending it into your nail bed. Not too much, I just make it a little thinner. I don't do anything crazy. This drill doesn't touch my real nails. And then I actually forgot to do it while filming this video. Sometimes I forget this step, but I honestly, it drives me nuts when I don't do it. There's such a difference in how smooth the cuticle comes out. But after that, you want to take a little brush, dip it into acetone, and then rub that along the cuticle and edges of your nail, and it makes it so much smoother around the edges. It makes it so much nicer. Helps blend it in. Some people say that also helps with adhesion, but sometimes I get lost in the process and I forget this step like I did with this set of nails, and I can tell that my cuticles aren't as smooth and blended as I would like them to be. So this is actually, to me, an important step that I'm hoping I will no longer skip or forget to do. Now for the fun step is just applying your nail polish. My husband bought me a couple of different sets of nail polishes for Christmas. One of them was a set of kind of like pearly nail colors that you can, that if you take like a little stick or like a dotting tool like I used, and it kind of creates, you can kind of smear it and it creates like swirls. So I decided to try and mix that with a couple of the colors plus a few of the purples and blues from another set of nail polishes. And the theme I kind of went with was, first it was meant to be more purple. I did my toes the exact same way, and I only used like some of the white pearls and the purples and kind of the indigos. But for my nails, I decided to go ahead and also add the pinks in there. I love pink. Pink's been my favorite color since like birth. I took 3 colors per finger and I just kind of like smeared them on random, just all next to each other. And then I took a small dotting tool and I just kind of like swirled them into each other a little bit and then made swirls inside of them. So it kind of came out to be this kind of like fairy unicorn princess theme. And then after curing those, I decided to also add some little butterfly jewels. So again, for Christmas, because I asked for a lot of nail stuff, I got a baggie of different shaped little jewels, and I decided to use the butterflies this time in different shades of pink and purple and blue. And I just added 2 of those to my ring fingers using that builder gel. So just do a dot of builder gel where you want to put the jewels, stick the jewels on top, cure it, and then finish off with your top coat. And this product is not by Model 1s, but it's the Be Shine Gel Polish Soak Off Gel Polish No Wipe Top Coat. Do a layer of that, cure for about 2 minutes. I personally cure for about 2 minutes because I want to make sure everything is down and solidified and isn't smearing everywhere. Some polishes say to cure for a minute. I just cure for 2 minutes. I just set it to 120 and I just kind of go from there. I personally also cure my top coats twice, so I cure for like 4 minutes because I'm paranoid. And then last but not least, we finish off with some cuticle oil. I use the Sally Hansen Cuticle Rehab Oil Balm. Just rubbing that in and then you are done. But yeah, that's literally been my process. Obviously the only difference is going to be what gel colors I put on, but these are the products that I have been using. I've not had a single nail pop off. They've all been sets that last me 3 weeks to a month. Most successful nail routine that I've had. The only time I've had lifting was when I was yanking an orange off the tree and I like basically punched the wall because I yanked too hard on the orange. And then when I was playing tennis and I smacked myself in the hand with the tennis racket. But besides that, the hold, the adhesion has been amazing. They look really good. Like, they don't look unprofessional. I get compliments on them all the time. It's been successful for me and it's been super fun to save some money and do it myself. The other big motivation was I was just tired of getting cut. I would have so much anxiety going to get my nails done because I was always afraid of getting the burns from the drill and also getting cut by the drills. And I've had some gnarly cuts. Yeah, and it just wasn't a fun experience for me anymore. So my husband, again, the biggest motivating factor for why I do most stuff myself now, is always pushing me to learn new skills and to try it myself. So I gave it a shot and here I am. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you learned some stuff. If you've been wanting to get into doing your own nails, I hope this kind of helps motivate you and make you feel more comfortable with the process. As usual, don't forget to like and subscribe. Don't forget to leave a comment down below. Keep blooming, and I'll see you guys in my next video.